This is the third video on my series on using Google Sheets to run some basic inferential statistics, largely by simulations to estimate a p-value in a more intuitive way. In case you're just tuning in, we took this data from the 2018 February Pulse of the Nation survey. We looked at whether or not people approve or disapprove of Donald Trump and how many times they think he's been married. We previously found the average for each of those two groups. We found the difference between the averages, and then we randomized the number of marriages to see whether we could generate a difference that big just through random chance. And spoiler alert, we cannot. Therefore, we concluded that the difference is not due to random chance, it's due to an actual difference in the data. We then ran a statistical test in video 3 called a t-test to calculate that number exactly. It's called a p-value. In this video, we're going to graph our results to save a little bit of time. I've already plugged in what cells we're using for the people who approve. They go down to 239. Then the disapproves start after that. There's a total of 238 approves, 335 disapproves. That's just subtraction, people. Now to find the averages, equals average B2 colon B239, enter, equals average B240 colon B574, close parentheses, enter. I'm also going to need what's called the standard error. To get that, I first need the standard deviation, equals STDEV is the command for standard deviation. Same thing, B2 colon B239 equals STDEV, B240 colon B574, close parentheses. There I've got those. Now the standard error is just the standard deviation divided by the square root of the number of people in that group. My standard deviation here is in box H3 divided by the square root, SQRT, of the number I've got in box F3, the 238. There's my standard error. Great thing is now I can just click on this at the bottom corner, drag it down. It'll do that same calculation for the corresponding squares in my second one. Now I could just do approve, disapprove down here, retype those two averages, 2.689 and 2.913, highlight both of those and do insert chart. This looks fine. It looks like a perfectly fine chart, but when I go to add the standard error bars, which is under Customize, Series, Error Bars, what I find is it'll automatically add them to both bars. And as we can see, the errors are actually slightly different. So this isn't really going to work for this kind of graph. So let me delete this. What we're going to do instead is a little bit of a hack. It's a little bit of a cheat. It's kind of a janky solution here, disapprove. But it works. We're going to take this number and we're just going to slide it one cell over in this little 2x2 grid, highlight all of that, and then one more time, insert chart. And now Google Sheets is going to treat those as two different series. By then going to Customize, Series, choose one of them, just the approves. I can add error bars that are not a percent. They're a constant value. That constant value is 0.041. I believe it was 0.04103 indeed. And I've got my special error bars for this one. I can then go back up, pick a different series. I can pick the disapproves, and I can add error bars for them. Again, a constant value, a different constant value, 0.037. And now these have the correct standard error for each of their two groups. I can do some more cleanup on this graph, maybe delete this legend up top because it isn't really adding anything since that same information is down below here. Maybe make them the same color, but overall I've got a accurate and statistically rigorous graph that shows the correct standard error.